Welcome to week 15, day number 5. We made it through the entire week. We are calling, and we have been calling all week. We're going to be calling today again and making sure that you are seeing what we're doing. So this is the real estate investing for beginners course, which is free here on YouTube. You have no excuse to not be able to make your calls. You see me struggling. You know, this is, I give you the raw, unedited version because I want you to hear everything, with the exception of sometimes, you know, I will pause the video when somebody's giving me like personal information, like emails and stuff. I don't want to put that out into the world too much. Sometimes I miss it, sometimes I don't, but I try to do my best. I don't go back and edit any videos. So, you know, something happens during the live calls, and it stays in the live calls. I don't go back and edit it out. So if you are trying to get started in real estate, you've come to the right place. Today, you will see me in action, making phone calls and talking to sellers and seeing how we will put the deal together. Most people just are very cookie cutter. They look for somebody who fits a certain criteria, and most courses teach this. And then when they don't find that, they move on, such as, oh, you got to find a desperate seller who will sell you their house for 50 cents on the dollar or less. And sometimes that's just not possible. But I will say that the majority of all my deals have not been that way. And yet, you know, we've made it work because we have done creative strategies that allowed us to buy those properties. And so as we go through these calls, you will see those strategies in action. But these are calls, these are live calls. And as we move through each and every call, I will explain what we will do or how we will try to structure that deal so that you can kind of get your feet wet into seeing how the thought process happens right behind every deal, because no two deals are the same. So I think that that is the best way to teach new people real estate investing, is by giving them examples and looking over my shoulder so that you can see how I'm thinking about the deal. And before you know it, you will be thinking about deals in your own unique way, using the expertise or the experience I've gained since 1998. So, you know, I know that most courses out there, most trainings, and most people want to do step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, and then before you know it, out comes the deal. I've never seen that happening in real estate, ever. The reason people do that is because it's easier to sell a course that way. There's only one book that I've seen, which is like 700 pages long, which is how I learned a lot of real estate. And it does exactly what I'm doing in this course. And it goes through, hey, I got a deal. This is what we did. This is how we structured it. This is how we purchased it. This is how we sold it, or this is how we're cash flowing it, or whatever the strategies might be. And that's how I really understood how to do deals. And that's what I'm attempting to do in this mini course, or this very long course, which is a year here on YouTube. So stick with me, but be making the calls also on your own. You know, just as I go through my day, you go through your day, and we are making calls together. So turn on the video and start making calls. Don't sit there and just kind of listen and look at me, because you're just looking inside my office. You're just looking here and seeing how I'm doing things. But I'm not making this content to like quickly consume. I think there's way too much of that. step 1, step 2, step 3, I'm going to give you like 15 minutes. I'm going to tell you how, blah, 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 blah. And that wastes all kinds of people. I understand that shorter content is going to try to give you some type of advice, but you're not going to go back and implement it. So you're going to go through content after content after content. So before, what we had was people were buying courses and so forth. And now what we have is people are watching YouTube, but how many of those videos that you have watched have you implemented? How many? So it's very low number. So what I'm attempting to do here is that you stick with one person that you listen to, and hopefully that'll be this channel, and then just kind of go through the deals. And you're not really listening to me. What you're listening to is you're listening to sellers. That is the key. Listen to the sellers. Listen to what they're saying. That's why I make these videos the way that I'm making them, because I want you to listen to sellers. And then whenever we can't get a hold of sellers, what we are doing to try to get a hold of them, because that is super important. And nobody talks about that. Nobody lets you see the struggle there. And that's what I'm showing you here. And I'm showing you how to overcome that, because you've been calling a seller, and then you can't get a hold of them. What do? People just would say, move on to the next deal. There's more deals out there. I think that's bad advice. So there's a little bit of moving on whenever you need to know to move on. But people, I think, move on too early. So they just go through lists and lists and lists and lists, and they can't get a hold of anybody. And then they just buy more lists, and it just becomes a nightmare. So we're attempting to fix all those problems, because I think that the industry has gotten very distorted, and we're trying to bring it back to a place of a happy equilibrium, so that you don't have to struggle through these deals. So that's what I'm attempting to do. I do apologize that the videos are long, but they're designed to be long. But every video, I have a little tidbit like I'm doing right now. So if you wanted to go through those, just go through the videos and just watch the first 5-10 minutes of them. And then you just kind of skim through the calls and so forth. All right. So maybe that will help you. And then at the end of every video, what I do is I'll give you a recap of what we did and how we overcame everything. So most people do, a lot of theory, a lot of information. They think the internet is all about information, and maybe perhaps you might too. But that those days are gone. People used to create content about, all information. So what we want now today is we want you actually to achieve the results. And so I want to give you a transformation, how you can go from doing no deals to doing deals and doing them consistently. The best way to do that is for you to partner with somebody. In this case, you can partner with me virtually. So you see how these deals are done. Now, you don't have to do all this work. If you see these videos and you are like, oh man, that's a lot of work, then you can partner with me, and I make the calls and you just participate in the deal. So if you want to participate in the deals without having to make the calls, let me know, because that's what we're here for. So now you have no excuse to not take action. Okay, so I'm creating this community. I'm developing this community. It will be a work in progress. I've been actually planning to do this YouTube channel for a long time, but because I've been busy for the last 10 years doing a lot of deals, and I was in the military for a while, etc., I haven't been able to do that. But nobody has focused on this. Most videos are like how to get deals, etc. But here's how we negotiate, how we structure deals, etc., which you don't really see videos out there like this. And certainly don't see people inviting you to do their deals. They invite you to buy their course. They invite you to, pay something, but they don't invite you to do deals with them. So that's what I'm doing. So if you want to do deals with us, you let us know, you let me know in the comment section below. And if you like that, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so we can partner with other people. Today I have a call, also a coaching call with people that have been reaching out to me that want to become a part of our mastermind. or we do deals together, and we do stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know in the comment section below. Send me an email. There's a contact below that where you can send me that. So let's get started, and I'm happy that you're here, and let's get deals done, and let's make phone calls right now. Okay, so this property, so what we do is we analyze each deal to see if we're going to flip it or we're going to keep it. Okay, that's the only thing we can do. If we keep it or we flip it or we sell it to somebody else, and there's many ways to do that. So in order for us to analyze, we got to see what the flipping value of it is, and we got to see what the keeping value or the cash flow is going to be, the rent. So somebody, and they do this all the time, right? And so I have this, like, we sent them an automated text message to say, hey, you know, do you want to sell? And they said, yes, we want to sell for $2 million. You see that all the time, all the time, all the time. Anything's for sale for the right price. So now I got to go see, and this is where the salesmanship comes in. Let's see if we can structure this. This came in. Okay, so this looks like it was a cold call initially. No particular reason. No asking provided. Okay. All right, so his property is worth, let's see here. Forest, so 305. This is in Jacksonville. Oh, okay, so this is in Mandarin, Jacksonville. Okay. Let's see. The rent is low. It might only be $2,000 per month, but the estimated refi payment is $1,800. So the difference between the two, so $2,300 come in and $1,800 might go out on the estimated refi payment. That's good. That's good. That's how we can cash flow. Very easy. Then this estimate is 305. So now let's see. Those are the two values I was talking about. You'll see me do that through the calls. So get used to it. So I'm looking at his email and it says something properties. So he's probably like an investor.
Your call has been forwarded to.
No answer. No answer. Will try later. Texting him real quick. So just try to get a hold of them. Like if they're like, what would you do if you're trying to get a hold of somebody to speak to them about something important? So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's see if they reply. So we are bugging people left and right all the time. That's what we do. We try to do it nicely though. Let me see if I forgot to check my appointments. People whom I have bugged before, you know, they've been interested. So let me see. I put them in my calendar. So let's see if I can, if I have anything today. This is day 5, but today is Saturday for me, but it's day 5 in the week. The virtual week, YouTube week. Accept, okay. No appointments here, okay. Let me see back. All right, so I'm gonna go for, so I checked on my calendar. I don't see anything today, but I am going to go off of, I'll start with people that we've talked to before to see if they've been, I can get a hold of them. Okay. So, so these guys are not interested in selling, it says, okay. Let me see. Listening to the previous call.
Hello. Who's calling? I'm David. I was trying to reach you because a couple days ago we called in and we talked about for a bridge drive. I just want to make sure that you are still interested in selling the property. No, ma'am. No, sir. Don't worry about it. I really appreciate it anyways. Okay, Miss Ross? You're welcome. Thank you. Goodbye.
Let's see. Yeah, that was, but when we called before, Mr. Ross, who inherited the property, I'm not giving up. See, that's the thing. It's like you move on to somebody else. Why? This is inherited the property. Call back tomorrow at 9. That's what Mr. Ross says. Now, Mrs. Ross says no. The property is currently occupied by the owner. Okay, so notes by Lynn. Okay, so this is most people will say, okay, well, she said she's not interested. Terrible. I just read the notes and I'm going to be insistent here until they tell me to remove them. I'm going to call because this looks like a good deal. It's an inherited property. I played the call. Let's see how I can do it versus the assistant.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going? Is Vance available?
No, he's not right now. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Ben. This is Ben. He asked me to call him at between 9 and 10.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, hey, who is this?
This is Ben. Ben.
Vance?
B-E-N. Ben.
Vance who?
No, Ben. Ben.
Oh,
B.
Ben.
Yeah, B-E-N. Yeah.
Ben. Oh, it's in reference to?
In reference to Spruce Ridge.
Oh, the house.
The house. Yes.
For our
ma'am.
house?
Yes.
No, we're not selling.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
we're not selling.
Oh, you're not selling. I know that when I spoke to him, it said that you guys had inherited the house and were thinking about it. So you're not selling right now, or maybe waiting until next year.
No, we're not selling
Okay.
right now. No.
Well, can I follow up next year to see where you guys are at after the house?
Yeah, you can if you would like to.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like to.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. So this is Mrs. Ross, right? This is Mrs. Ross.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I placed you. I'm like, am I talking? Because you sound too young. You know, I'm like, is she the daughter?
Thank you.
I was thinking you were the daughter.
Okay.
Well, you know, listen, you guys have happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll talk next year. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye-bye. So that's how you handle that type of stuff. Oh, we're not selling. We're not. Yes, you are. Yes, you are selling. Yes, you are selling. Come back at you. Two steps forward, one step back. You know, so I step back and then I said, hey, can I follow up? So that's good. Maybe after the holidays. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. These are appointments that we had. So let's see here. Okay, so been trying to get a hold of Gary. No answer so far. Gary. Looks like a nice deal. See, property is not sold yet. 735. Okay, let's see. Came in through. He will either sell it or rent it, building a new house. He's ready to move things by December. Okay. Hello, good morning, Gary. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. Just calling you back about your property on Lakeview Circle.
I'm at a meeting right now. I'm at a game right now, so I can't talk.
Oh, sure.
When I get out, I'll call you.
No problem. That sounds good. I'll be waiting for your call. Enjoy the game.
Sure. Okay, bye.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye. That was nice. At the game right now. So he said he asked if he could call me once it's done. It was very loud in the back. Okay. So we will check back with him later. Okay. Thought I read. Okay. Next is Victor. Victor. So this one here, we've spoken to him and we needed to do a little research and call him. Let's see where it is. Oh, it's in Jacksonville. Nice. So 103rd. Is it? Yep, it is. Okay. Okay, so this one here, I have to do a contract. I was supposed to send it, so it's on my schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, then I'll come back and do some phone calls in a little bit. So watch the next video because we're going to get back into phone calls during that video. But right now I have to write a contract. If you want to be a part of this one here, this in Jacksonville, it looks like a really nice deal. It's probably going to be a rental. So, you know, join me, but like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.